Hi, I'm Jackie Martinez. I am the Assistant Director of Small Business Initiatives for the Buda Economic Development Corporation. And through my role, I also manage and operate out of the Hive location that is at 307 North San Marcos Street, which is the home for innovators, visionaries, and entrepreneurs. So, sum it up, I do all things small business. So today we're here to talk about the Buda Local Enterprise Assistance Program, which is oftentimes referred to as the LEAP incentive. This is an incentive that is designed for our local Buda area businesses, and we're going to start with the introduction and the purpose. The purpose of the Small Business Incentive is to assist new or existing Buda-based small businesses to achieve growth and expansion by promoting new development, business expansion, and renovation of existing buildings or businesses in accordance with the City of Buda building restrictions. This program aims to effect positive, lasting change to the greatest number and variety of Buda-based businesses and grow the small business community. The objectives of the LEAP incentives are to promote new development within Buda, support business expansion and renovation of existing buildings, and ensure compliance with the City of Buda building regulations. Today we are going to talk about the process for applying and receiving incentives through the Buda LEAP program. This includes the eligibility requirements, the types of incentives, the application procedures, and the roles and responsibilities of the involved parties. The Buda LEAP process involves applying for financial incentives to support the small businesses in Buda, Texas. The incentives cover building improvements, workforce training, equipment and software purchases, and marketing. So this can include building improvements in the interior or in the exterior of the building. Also includes signage. So there's a whole list of things that can be included. The process will also include the application submission, the review, approval, and reimbursement. Okay, so now we're going to cover the eligibility requirements. And first, we're going to start with the location. So all businesses must be located in or in the process of opening in the city limits of Buda, Texas, or the Buda ETJ. And what is the ETJ? That is the extraterritorial jurisdiction of Buda. So every city has one, and it's just an overlying area of the city limits that shows future development. So you do have to reside in those areas. To ensure that your property is eligible, when you go online for the application, there is a map, and you're going to want to click on that, and it will actually give you the opportunity to put your address in, and you will click to save that image and attach that to your actual application as proof of location. So that's something to keep in mind. So let's talk about award frequency. The applicants may receive incentives up to $10,000. And once this limit is reached, whether through a single or multiple applications in the same fiscal year or over several fiscal years, the applicant may reapply only after one full fiscal year has passed. So in other words, you have to take a year off in between the total amounts of $10,000. So for more information and details on this, please visit the Buda EDC website, and there you will find all the information listed, or just contact Jackie and Casey over at the Hive and we will walk you through that. As far as the applicant is concerned, we also need to make sure that all bills and charges or taxes due to the City of Buda are current. So if you have any questions about your business and what might be outstanding, please call the City of Buda for verification purposes. And the authorization for the building improvements and beautifications that the applicant is applying for must have a written authorization letter from the property owner. So again, if you're planning on putting up a wall or knocking down a wall or doing something to the actual interior or exterior of your building and you are renting, you must have written permission that accompanies your application. So home-based businesses are also eligible and must meet a few of the guidelines. So if they have an annual gross revenue totaling greater than $20,000 and have been open for at least 1 year, they can apply. A copy of the previous year's IRS business tax return must be provided with the application, and you'll see where you attach that when you are filling out the application. As far as the performance agreements, all incentive recipients will sign a performance agreement with the Buda EDC. So shortly after the award is given, then we will send you a performance agreement that must be electronically signed, and then we can proceed from there with reimbursement. As far as the commitment, businesses must stay open in Buda for at least 1 year after the incentive has been completed. That date will be marked and needs to be noted for the applicant. And the applicant must also be prepared to demonstrate how this incentive increases revenue or jobs or even foot traffic or public-facing beautification, how it has increased their business altogether. If not, they must repay 100% of the incentive funds that they receive. Promotional use. By applying, applicants consent to the Buda EDC using their business name, incentive amount, their logo, and photographs and the purpose of the incentive for promotional purposes. So oftentimes we will highlight the businesses, whether through social media or on our website, just showing the examples of how we have been effective in assisting and helping our local businesses. So types of incentives. Let's cover what is under the types of incentives. Building improvements and public-facing beautification. This is probably the most popular for the applicants. Exterior incentive. This is a reimbursement funding for well-designed improvements to the exterior front of the business. The purpose is to create a more attractive image while making it more accessible for customers and the community to enjoy. So oftentimes we can see that examples would include new signage. There would also be building entrances that were improved, maybe new doors or painting of the actual building, painting of the door trim, windows, awnings, brick painting or repainting, stone and landscape being done out front, hardscape, even improvements that would prevent crime with motion sensors or lighting out on the premises. So those are just a few of the examples for the exterior incentive. As far as the interior incentive, reimbursement funding is about renovations and permanent improvements to the building itself. So even if you rent the building, you would want to go ahead, and that's what we were speaking of, get a written approval from the landlord or the building owner for you to be able to do these improvements. And just some of the project examples would include repairs to the ceiling or an additional grease trap or repairing a grease trap, accessibility improvements for persons with disabilities or upgrading electrical and plumbing systems, and new tenant space build out. So we've seen additional walls be built in order to have an additional workspace to add an employee, or even putting in new lighting if that helps to enhance your displays in order to increase sales. Next one, workforce and training. Reimbursement costs associated with skilled training or certification for new or existing employees. So that has a wide variety that is included, whether that's annual certifications or if that is a special convention or something that you or your employees need to attend, that too can be included in the incentive application. The next area we're going to talk about is equipment and software. So this is a little bit new for us, and this would include the reimbursement for purchases of software and equipment necessary for conducting business and or improving your business. So that would include additional software, sometimes creating a new software portal for your clients to be able to easily schedule appointments or to go onto your website and find additional information or check their account or what have you. So those are just some of the things that would be covered under that as well. And then the last one is marketing. The marketing reimbursement includes expenses that would increase businesses and achieve a greater return on investment. Marketing materials must include a specific Buda-related tagline such as "Made in Buda" or "Located in Buda" or "Proudly Rooted in Buda." Those are just some of the examples that we would want to see with the actual marketing. Now let's talk about the incentive amounts. The reimbursement incentive goes up to $10,000 per business per year. And again, we will talk about the fact that you have to skip one fiscal year once you have reached that full $10,000. As far as marketing is a little bit different, and that is up to $3,000 per business per year based on the eligibility requirements that we just spoke of. And the fiscal year for the Buda Economic Development Corporation runs from October 1st through September 30th. The incentive application. Each applicant must demonstrate with supporting documentation how an incentive award would promote new or expanded business development in Buda. The decisions of the Buda Economic Development Corporation Board of Directors are final. Board oversight and discretion. The Buda Small Incentive is a tax-funded program monitored by the Buda Economic Development Corporation Board of Directors. The board may amend, adjust, or eliminate the program at any time. Incentives are competitive and awarded on a first-come, first-served basis until program funds are depleted. Application and reimbursement process. You must apply online and submit the application online. Through the Buda EDC website, you will find the application under the incentives. Click there and attach all of your attachments as required, and then you will hit apply, and all of it will go directly to the Buda EDC offices, and the process will begin from there. Review by Incentive Committee. Initial review by the Incentive Committee occurs at a regularly scheduled monthly meeting. Please note that the review may take up to 45 days depending on when the application is actually submitted. Review by the Buda Economic Development Board. The final review and approval by the Buda Economic Development Corporation Board occurs at a regularly scheduled monthly meeting. Meeting information and schedule may be found online at the budaedc.com website. If approved, the businesses will receive an award letter from the Buda Economic Development Corporation within 1 week of the monthly board meeting. A performance agreement will be generated for an e-signatures of all parties soon thereafter. For the reimbursement submission, all receipts and copied of paid invoices need to be attached and emailed to the address provided on the application. From there, the Buda Economic Development Corporation will issue the reimbursement, and all reimbursements are mailed bi-weekly. So again, this is for a one-time reimbursement. If you are approved for up to $10,000, and that includes maybe 4 or 5 different purchases or work that is being done, all of those receipts need to be submitted at the same time for a one-time reimbursement check to be issued. Now, the completion of the work needs to be done within 6 months of the performance agreement being executed. So again, please keep that in mind when you apply, and when you receive your performance agreement, you sign that, and then you have a full 6 months to be able to get the work done and return the receipts to the email provided. There will be an exit survey that you are asked to complete at the end of the project. So it is again on the online portal, and upon completion, we do ask that you finish that and give us some feedback to your overall experience. The applicant must agree that in the event of default, they shall repay the Buda Economic Development Corporation the amount of the incentive funds received within 30 days of default. Payment shall be in the form of a cashier's check or money order made payable to the Buda Economic Development Corporation. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about the LEAP incentive program offered by the Buda EDC. And if you have any questions or would like additional information, please go to the Buda EDC website. And from there, if you go up to the top right, you'll see the tab that says Grow in Buda. Click on that. And from there, you can go to the incentive programs, click on that. That's actually where the application lives. That's actually where all this information that we covered today lives. Or you are more than welcome to schedule a meeting with Jackie and email her at jmartinez@budaedc.com, or call 512-523-0179 for more information. Thank you so much.